5 clients in a day and be doing private sessions and charge $100 for each session, that's easily $500 in that one day. That would be $3,500 in a week. In 1 month, $14,000 a month. Today, we're going to be talking about some very simple service business ideas that you can start at a very, very low cost. And these can make you well over $500 per day very, very, very easily. And anyone who's watching this video right now can potentially do these things. However, I do see a common theme of people wanting to create a business before they actually know how to do anything business related. Some of us are trying to run before we even know how to walk. So the most important thing in a business is, how do you generate revenue? That's a problem that you want to figure out before you borrow other people's money to try to generate revenue. If you don't know how to make money without a loan or borrowing other people's money, then let's make sure that we know how to do that, because we have to pay these loans back, right? You can't just try to make money with someone else's money, and then if it fails and you don't have money, you're now in debt. There's a difference in going out there, doing it and experiencing it, and then coming back home with the scars, the bruises, and then have to come back, reevaluate, and then go out and do it again, but do it better, more efficiently, more effectively. And that's something that I don't think you could just be taught or you can hear. It's something that you just have to go through. The first business that we're looking at is going to be trash and recycle pickup. And I'm going to give you an example of a place that's doing this on the national scale. In the US, the average turnover for a waste management business stands at a notable $376,000 annually. And I'm just talking about what you might take back home. So I took the average revenue of around 45 different companies and the startup costs and profitability metrics. And then we came up with a data-driven snapshot of what the industry is actually doing. Most trash and recycling management companies charge on a monthly basis with an average of $130. That's a total of 2,900 customers per year. In 12 months, that's around 242 customers per month. And that's around 8 customers per day. So if you can get 8 customers per day at an average of $130, that's how you can get up to that $376,000 annually. Now, as an individual, I'm not expecting you to do that just simply on your own. As you scale up, then you'll be able to hire people. Or if you are just doing this just to start something to get some revenue going, then you can begin with this and you can end somewhere else. You're not committed to anything. You can always change in the future. You can easily make over $500 a day averaging out by doing this on the individual level. Logically, the best way for you to make money independently is to contact residential communities. So you can contact people like that are doing Airbnbs or group homes, etc. That's the way that you can obtain many clients in a very, very short amount of time. And not to mention that it's very low competition. This is a very low competitive industry and it doesn't require a lot of upfront cost. Now, I'm going to show you a company that was able to do this and now they've scaled it up to a national level. So right now, the company that we're looking at is Trash Butler. Our butlers make the difference. They do doorstep valet trash and recycle pickup. And then they give you some reasons to believe in details, the value and impact that they have. But we kind of already went over that. So 50 states are being serviced and they're growing each month. They do nightly pickups 5 to 7 days a week. It lets you know that Trash Butler has consistently been recognized as one of the fastest growing companies in America, focused on creating job opportunities and building and maintaining a world-class culture. There are many ways that you can take this. There is a lot of money to be made in the service industry. If you just want to start making money on an individual level and you just started going to communities and you started seeing if you can get maybe contracts or something going on a term basis with a group of homes, then you can start making money just in one area very easily. And again, the competition is very, very low. So it should not be very difficult for you to find maybe one geographic location that you can offer your services to. And then all you have to do is just get customers on a monthly basis and you have guaranteed clientele. Yes, it will take work. It will not happen overnight. You're going to have to get out there. You're going to have to actually talk to people. You're going to have to actually, hustle up and you're going to do a lot of things. But can it be done? Yes, it can be done and it can make a lot of money and it is a very low startup. So it's up to you to decide whether or not you want to take the initiative to actually get out there and make the money that this can make. Now, the next service business on our list, I didn't even feel the need to provide an example for this one because you can actually see it on social media all the time. I'm fairly certain that a lot of you have seen this, but it's a private personal trainer. So a private personal trainer is someone who works one-on-one with fitness clients outside of a commercial setting without needing to pay a percentage to a gym, a fitness studio. Private trainers can also set their own rate and schedule and take complete control over the business structure, since their income potential can be higher than those contracted by a gym because they're exclusively working for themselves. Another way that you can get this done is social media. If you're able to even get on YouTube, maybe start doing fitness videos or videos on nutrition or workouts, things like that. You can then leverage what you're already doing on a daily basis, and you can start making money from that to train people personally. And it could either be in person or it can be virtually. Some private personal trainers even incorporate a hybrid format where maybe we do like 50% in person, the other 50% is virtual, where I see you maybe 2 days out the month and the rest of the time that we're working is in a virtual setting. You're solving a problem for people, and if you're doing it and providing them with value, you're going to see a lot of success from it and make a lot of money. Easy way that you could have 5 clients in a day and be doing private sessions and charge $100 for each session. That's easily $500 in that one day. That would be $3,500 in a week. In 1 month, $14,000 a month. So ridiculous amounts of money can be made. You build up your social media presence and then you start looking for clients. And there's also fitness trainers who specialize in certain things. Like, for example, if you specialized in senior exercises where you were helping people who were old, then you may be able to charge a good amount of money for that specialty. There's specific people that you can look at helping that may actually need this, and they really want to work with somebody one-on-one who they trust and who they feel like can actually help them. It doesn't take a lot for you to start producing a lot of money. It just takes maybe 5 to 10 really good clientele, and that's all that you could possibly need by leveraging things like TikTok, YouTube, Instagram in order to get yourself out there to provide people with content that can help them. And for those who want a little bit more help and one-on-one specialty help with you, then you can work with them one-on-one and you'll be able to charge a much higher rate for being a private personal trainer. So the next one that we're going to be looking at is pet waste removal. And I'm actually just going to go to the website here just to show you an example of how much this can actually charge, because I think it's pretty self-explanatory. I literally just talked to somebody outside on my morning walk who was doing this exact same thing, and I see them every day. I know that they're making around 6 figures just by doing pet waste removal. So it is something that definitely can be done. You just have to get out there and actually hustle and do it. So here's an example of a pet waste removal service in Las Vegas. And these prices seem to be general among this type of industry. So when you're looking at it, just one dog, and we could really just take a look at just the one, it's $15 per weekly service. But then for 1 month, it's $60, $25 per bi-weekly service. And that is just for one dog. In order for you to make $4,000 per month, you would just have to do about 3 pets per day. 3 pets per day would be about 20 pets per week, which would be about 80 pets per month. And if you do 80 times 50, then that's $4,000. This can scale up very, very quickly and start making a lot of money in no time. And it's a service that everyone's going to need because a lot of people have pets. So, this is something that they're definitely going to be looking to do. And for those who don't want to have to actually do this service, or they're busy or they have to work, then this is a really good thing to have. The best part is the more clientele that you get, more than likely they probably won't have one-time cleanup. They'll probably need this to reoccur all the time. So the more that this can reoccur, the easier that it'll become. So this has that snowball effect of when you start off, it's going to probably be low, but the more that you work it, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. When you start doing this, the first thing that you're going to do is begin to make some money. You're going to figure out how to market and get to people. Then you're going to figure out how to scale it up on your own to make more money. And then eventually you're going to see, well, I'm stretching myself too thin. What can I do now? Well, this might be the time to go ahead and actually hire some people, maybe 1 or 2. Then you're seeing, oh, we're making 3 times as much money. I can actually afford to hire 2 more people, and I can actually just stay at home and just manage this. Next thing you know, you made it to where you really don't have to do much at all. Now is a great time to look at funding and do things like business lines of credit or where you can float cash and pay employees, and you can also have money coming in. And that's what a lot of companies end up doing. And that's how you really scale up your business. You're going to figure out how you can scale this up and also expand it. And then from there, if this isn't what you want to do, you can end up selling the business to someone else, or you can just have someone, again, manage all the operations for you. And then you can go do something else that you would prefer to do or that you care about a little bit more. The last service business that we're going to be talking about is commercial cleaning. When it comes to cleaning commercial properties, your highest potential for earnings, I would think as an individual, is between $70,000 and $100,000. However, this number may depend on the size of the building that you're cleaning. You can end up making a lot more money in this situation depending on how many hands that you could get to do this. But like, let's say, for example, if you clean a 3-story building, for instance, that can cost a customer between $1,000 and $1,500 and requires 3 or more cleaners. You want to make sure that you're adjusting prices based on the size and the complexity of the job, and adjust pricing based on the type of property, i.e. like an office building, a medical facility, things like that. If you notice that as an individual, you were doing some commercial cleaning and you notice that your hours surpassed 40 hours per week, it may be time to consider hiring more individual contractors. When you charge your clients, if you do have employees, that will give you the ability to raise your prices up. So it's a low startup cost, especially if you're starting this by yourself. If you're starting a commercial or residential cleaning business, either way, it's relatively inexpensive. Anything where you have to sanitize, there's always going to be a high demand for that. And you can go to all types of places and look for this. Even with commercial cleaning, again, you could look at things like Airbnbs and other things like that to do the commercial cleaning. It only takes a few good clients for you to really start making a lot of money. And then once you make a lot of money, you can then start looking at contracting and outsourcing this work to where you can take a step back and then you can hire people to start doing more work for you, as opposed to taking up all your time doing that work. Here's an example of another company called Jan Pro Cleaning and Disinfecting. They have a lot of services here: auto dealerships, daycares and preschools, government, banking facilities, religious organizations, restaurants, other industries. Really, any business that you can think of, there is someone who needs to have some cleaning there. This is just something that I want to show you so you can keep in mind. All these things are actually possible for you to do them. You just have to put in the work and start. We all have to start from the ground floor and then we work our way up. Once you put in the hard work, you can now take a step back and it does become a lot easier. But the initial work is what it takes in order for you to be able to relax a little bit. So that is what's required. But these are definitely a lot of service businesses that you can start. Anyone can start, again, at any entry point, and you're able to start making money right away. You just have to put in the work to get this thing started. I really do hope, if it did nothing else, it lets you know there are ways that you can make a lot of money without having to leverage credit and without you having to borrow money in order to do it. Borrowing money is a great thing when you want to scale something up and take it to the next level so that it could go from a little local thing to being something on a national scale where you have to hire other people just because you can't keep up with the demand. But what'll be great about it is you'll understand the industry from the ground up. It'll be very easy for you to deal with any problems that may arise in the future because you've been through it. You've done this for so long. You have experience, and that experience is invaluable. When it comes to business, again, just keep that in mind that, business is not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to just be valuable. It's supposed to be valuable for people. So thank you again so much for watching this. And I put this serve with all my heart because that's exactly what I try to make sure that I do anytime that I make a piece of content. I want to serve people with all my heart just to make sure that they're getting exactly what they came for. And I'll continue to do that. Thank you for your continued support. You guys have a wonderful day.